All right, there we go. Got things moved around. Can we see all right? Yes, we can see all right. Good, good. Hey, Adam. Yeah, Ben, you're slow on the draw there, buddy. Well, welcome to the rearranged shop. There we go. I don't have to stand so close over there. Let's see. Where do I stand? I stand right about there. That's good. Rearranged the whole shop. Let's see if I can give you a good shot as to what I had to do. If you're not following me on Instagram, where I've already published that I did that, um, let me see. We're going to go to Vice Focus. Yes. We'll come out here. And what I did, this forge is still in the corner where it's always been. Right next to it is where the anvil used to be. I've moved my little anvil over there. There's the same tool rack as always, and the bench, tool bench. But because it was getting too hot over there, or the sun was beating down on my power supply, which is that little EcoFlow right there, it was sapping it dry before the end of the live stream. Whereas normally it would be able to last 3 live streams. As you can see, there's still 71% on there. So we should be able to get 2 more live streams, this one and the next one out of this. Put the anvil over there, camera over there, which means now you got a different angle that I'm going to be presenting from. It's not the angle I prefer, but I didn't think I wanted to show the heel, and I've kind of gotten used to the horn being on my left side. I'd have to switch it around and get used to it on the right side again. So we're going to work with this for a little bit and see what we get. If it annoys me this week like it did last week, I'll move it all again. So, yeah. There's that. In the meantime, we'll go ahead here and zoom out just a hair. There's the knife blank that I started last week. I'm not going to work on the bevel. Am I going to work on the bevel this week? No, I think I'm going to leave it alone for the moment. And instead, I'm going to start seeing if I can... I'm going to end up squaring up this round bar back on this end, and then deciding what I'll do about a bolster. Making sure that I keep enough mass in here to be able to put, thickness this way to put a handle on it and make it look reasonable throughout. So let's get it in the fire, give it a little brush, a little straightening, and then get to work. I just got the fire going pretty decent. Bed of charcoals underneath are getting the coal on top going. Got some coke left over from last week that we're starting things up with. Having cleaned out the forge, it looks like it's time to replace another fire brick. Yeah, my Instagram is Pinejack, Pines. I think it's SJACK, but double check me on that. It's on the screen here, I think. Let me see. Is it on the screen here? Do. Jack Pines info. No, it's not. Just this. Oh yeah, there it is. It says Insta says Jack Pines. Is that right? Let me go check. Let me go check. I don't need the restream window open. And Instagram. Doo-doo-doo. Why didn't you just open it? Thanks much. Bing. I can tell you that it's linked to for my Facebook as well. Yeah, it's Pines Jack, Pinesjack. So I need to update my template, and I was planning on changing templates anyway. So clearly people aren't going to be able to follow the right guy if they're going by what I've lied all this time about. So. Hello. We got Rob in the house. Yeah, with an S. Pinesjack, I think. Yeah, there you go. I got some LinkedIn use. Hey, Chris. Hey, hi, Jayla. Love you guys. You actually can interact better with me if you jump over to either YouTube or Facebook. Hey, Eric. And Jurgen. Who else is jumping on here? Yeah, otherwise, all I see is LinkedIn user, number one. And number two, I can't reply to you from here if I were to actually do a text reply instead of a, although I normally just talk to the screen. You can't expect instant results from smooches, Eric. Has your women never taught you anything? You got to take it slow and easy. Hey, Shane. Smush harder. Says Ben. Got ourselves a good fire going now. I can tilt this back. There we go. So yeah, rearrange the shop because I didn't like the ergonomics of things. I'm still not sure I like the ergonomics of things. And the whole shop is going to move around anyway in the next couple of weeks when I put the treadle hammer in. So. Sweet talking and everything. All right. We're getting somewhere. But what I do know is that means that this air vent isn't doing what it needs to yet. This front right brick has to come out and get replaced. Easy to do. That should get me up to a temperature that I can brush. Break away some of the scale. All right, let's keep it going. Eight pounds of sweet talk? That's a big hammer. Man button. Ben, you need to walk away from your wife for a little bit. I think she might be able to hurt you. Cool off those back coals a little bit. We don't need them firing up quite yet. All right. There we go. That's forge scale just popping right off there. All right. All right, we've got things straightened up pretty good. Let's ignore that for a little bit. So what does that mean? That means it's time to start heating it up from the other side and squaring things up. So why am I still tippity-tapping on this thing? That's because I've got a lot closer eye than you guys have right now, and you can see some little lumpity bumps and sways and things, and I can do something about it while I've still got the heat to work with. All right, that's good. Let's see what I can actually hold this with. That won't be it. This will. There we go. Shouldn't end up twisting around in there a whole heck of a lot. I'm going to flip it the other way though. Just because my tongs are made by me, meaning they aren't perfect, and that's perfectly fine, especially in this situation. All right, we'll go ahead and put the clip on there. Got a nice little bit of spring in the handle, so now I can just put a clip on there. It'll stay right where it needs to. Let's start squaring things up. The blade will stay out mostly out of the fire at this point. We're going to keep this one a little shorter today because my bride and I are going to see the Broadway show Tina and see how that goes. I like Tina Turner's music. I have no idea, though, how in the world that gets turned into a Broadway musical. So, or Broadway show. So it should be an interesting time. Hey, Jurgen. Your anvil's got lumpity bumps? Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, things do get pretty hot here in the smithy. I had to shed a layer. If it gets any hotter, I'll have to get down to my skivvies. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting as well, Adam. We'll see. It's actually a nice, cool day here in the smithy. It is currently, let's see, 58 degrees. I'm loving it. I just run hot to begin with. You want to pick a me and my skivvies, Ben? The dog under my feet knows when to move, so we're good there, Eric. My little puppers. He's fun. Aren't you, Bruce? I'll make. I cleaned out my forge this morning. Not much in the way of forge boogers, thankfully, but there was a lot of coal dust. I'm just gonna create a nice little slurry up along the side to be turned into oh, dagnabbit, coke as everything burns down. It's not easy for me to go and get coal, so I'm of the waste not want not part slice of life. Hi, Rosie. My donkey says hello. We'll give you a big pic of Rosie. Hi, Rosie. Say hi to all your adoring fans. A squatter in your shop? Gee whiz. I hope it was, I don't know, a skunk or a raccoon or something like that. Otherwise, that's a real annoyance. Nice, Ben. Speaking of skunks, we got a friendly little skunk running around our property at this point. And when I say friendly, I mean it because we've had skunks on the property before. And I'm not saying they were unfriendly, but they were stinky. This one we're catching on our ring cam. We have ring cams all over the property. And tail's up, but there's no stink. So either it doesn't have a stink gland or it's not, it's having a happy life right now. All right. We're getting good heat now. You find something tasty there, Rosie? Bring this out, start squaring it up. All right, back to the fire. That's squaring up real nice. All right. Can you see her behind me? What? I can't open it, see? I made it so you can't just break in here all the time. That's what she would do, too. She would come rummaging through in here to see if I've hidden any goodies from her. Here, let me open it up so you can stick your head in and say hello. There you go. Now you can say hello. Now why don't you just go roll around over in the ash pile like you always do. We are working, continuing work on, okay, because I've had this asked a couple times now. It would also help if I turned on some light. I forgot to do that. Let's see, what do we got here for light? Not that the camera needs a lot of light, but the Max camera is better when it has some light. Nope, there we go. There we go. So, as I was saying, this was the first edition of the barbecue knife that I started working on, and realized, you know, and all of it was forged to finish, just a tiny bit of grinding to finish the edge profile. But I realized that my bolster's neck needed some grinding, and by the time I realized that, I was also trying to figure out how in the world do I put scales on this, only to discover that there probably wasn't enough height in here. So that's what we're working on today, is continuing what I started last week, which is Mark II of the same blade profile, same bolster profile, but we're going to keep some thickness in the area of the tang. So straighten this out just so it can go back into the forge easier. Realize it just popped out of my, I can't, let's see, what can I do here? There we go. A Smithy just big enough that I can always reach a tool typically, unless I'm over at the quench tank. That's what I get for squeezing down on it. Can't really squeeze down on it while I'm trying to work it. All right, let's get that back in there again. I have a bad habit of wanting to actually squeeze my tongs as I'm working, even when I have a tong clip on there. So this in the fire. So that's what I'm working on. Let's see what we got going on here. 106, ick. That should answer your question, I think, Stephen. 15 degrees Fahrenheit? No. Minus 20 in Minnesota into the house. We did prepare though. We've gone 3 winters. Is it 3 or 2? 2 or 3 winters we've gone here with subpar heat in the house. We still don't have ducted heat or in our house. It's a house that was built at the like 1890, I think it was. So ducted heat really wasn't a thing. But we put in a pellet stove in the big dining kitchen area. We were hoping to be able to heat the whole bottom floor with that. Already, you guys are chatty Cathy's. Awesome. 100 messages already. Yeah, I'll need pins, that's for sure, Ben. I will be turning it into a blacksmith knife, Adam. My buddy gave me the coil springs from his, I think it's a 74 Nova, and said, all I want is the second knife you make out of them. And of course, I'm not a knife maker. He knew that. But I made the first knife and got to the point where I was like, I don't like what it's coming out like. And then kind of moved on to other projects. So I was chatting with the group today from Impractical Blacksmiths, and that seems to be a common problem amongst us. But I really needed to get that done for him, so that's why I've started that project. Same here, Eric. Same here. About the only one that doesn't seem to complain is my wife. That's why I prefer living in this more temperate climate, because it means that nobody complains with me putting clothes on. Yeah, the house was built in the late 1890s. And then it was for reasons I don't have the prominent what's the word called, where you get the history of an antique. I don't have the, is it a prominence? Anyway, of why it was moved, but it was moved to this site in 1910, I think it was. Christina knows that stuff better than I do. It does, doesn't it? I was right. How about that? It happens. You know, even a broken clock is right twice a day. Isn't that how that goes? Now, Providence is where you live in that North American country that is trying its damnedest to not be the United States. All right. It's got good shape. I'll let you guys see it here in a second. And the corners are pre-broke because it started as a round. I don't have to worry about that. Now, it may come time where I want to make it so it's not broken corners, and we'll deal with that. But getting close to a final shape there. At least final as far as the bolster will care about. Then I'll have to thin it out. So I think I'm doing a better job this time than I did last, thinking through the various pieces necessary to make this work right. All right. I need to get myself a pair of metal calipers. I can take these, matter of fact, I keep forgetting to do it. I already have the metal calipers that I want in my buy later queue. But the reason is simple. I bought these calipers. Yeah, good pair of calipers, don't get me wrong. But it says carbon fiber composites. Well, I've started doing 3D printing, so I now better understand what that really means. And what that really means is it's plastic with carbon fiber in it for stiffness. So that's not very useful for measuring hot stuff. Be perfectly great for measuring cold stuff, you know, and getting what's it called? Prototyping for my 3D printer. So this is going to go with me into the house. As long as I remember where I put it. Let's put it right there. There we go. And I'll order the metal ones because I can't, at this point, the other thing I need to make, it would be really good to make, and I might set aside this project for a week or two to make those, because when you need a tool, you should make a tool, right? We all know this. And the tool I have yet to make that would be perfect in this situation is a pair of blacksmith calipers. So I see people saying hi to John, so now I have to, hey, Mr. Brunel. Yeah. Was it you that was doing the gold leafing last week, John? Okay. Sorry, Jurgen, but I can't remember what the word Prost means. Yeah, that candlestick looks incredible. I want to know what you did for the blackening as well. Was that paint? Or did you do some sort of finish that I just haven't become familiar with that really brought out that black? Or I should say that blackens up. Doesn't Prost mean hurry up? It's been a long time since I've had to think about Dutch, German. I will say, I have very few memories of my childhood, but one of them was my time in Amsterdam when I was about 10 years old, and I really look back on that with fondness. Beautiful, beautiful place. That's about the extent of my my Dutch. Oh, okay. Cheers. Got it. Thank you. Yeah, for tipping back my. You know what's really funny is I was very tempted today. If you haven't tried it yet and you do enjoy a Guinness, the Guinness Zero Cal is incredible. It's delicious. Here in the States, you still end up having to be carded, at least here in Washington State you do, because it's still delivered by um, the beer delivery folks. But I almost brought that out here, and then I definitely would have said cheers. All right. Ross. I've heard it. I just never put it together as to what it meant. That's right. People don't know it here, Jurgen, but Oktoberfest isn't in October. Never understood that, but it is true. And we're getting to enjoy the Oktoberfest beers and such. Skol! Which one is that? Is that Russian? That's Russian, right? Slanta for the Irish folks. Uh, let's see. Opa for the Greek folks. You gotta just know these things, right? All right. How much more do I want to do? I think that's about as good as that needs to be. I saw a lump there. We needed to take care of it. Just pulling it back because I haven't yet quite committed to how long this needs to be. Figure I might as well. The rest of this is shaping up really well. You guys can't see it from there. We got it good. I think the thickness is getting a little bit wider back towards here, so I might just go ahead and a little straightening. We often work across our anvil, so it gets to be very comfortable working on it this way. But sometimes you got to remember you got more than the across the anvil you can work with. You can go diagonal. You can go full across if you happen to have something that's flat enough to do that with. I don't yet. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the heat and just go ahead and square it up. Well, it's actually rectangled up, but that's what I want. All the way down. That way I've got something consistent to work with. The worst that'll happen is I'll have to upset back a little bit if I have a need to do so. But I don't think I will. Nastrovia. Skol is Swedish. Okay. Ends in the second week of October. Okay, that makes sense. Get what people out of here? I like them. You mind your manners there, Ben. Everybody's welcome here. Unless they're talking about uh, um, Dag Nabbit DV. Then those DV people can leave. Drill press wired up and start making a belt grinder. Wow. You're going to get into doing a bunch of blade work, Eric? Fluent in gibberish. That's pretty good. Rosie, no, you don't want to come in here. It's too hot. I guarantee you, you'll find some way to hurt yourself, baby girl. I don't want you doing that. You stay out there, okay? I know that won't keep you out, but one can hope putting the latch on helps. Really? Block user on Facebook. Add to block list on Restream. There we go. Ignore the bot, people. That is the only downside of putting the chat in the stream. Occasionally, Cruft ends up in the mix. But I do like it so that you guys can actually follow the chat, even if you're not in the particular channel where the chat's happening. Back in the fire. I got some very proud turkeys going on right now out there. I don't know if you can see them in such a tiny screen, but that white and black one is super proud right now. They're all getting all prouded up. He's beautiful. He might be the one we keep. Well, you missed Rosie visiting through both gates, trying to get through both gates. You missed everybody saying the various ways that you can say cheers to in various languages. I think the only one we missed is we still haven't heard the gibberish version yet. And I'm making progress on the oh, come on. You know what the name of this part is? Tang. I'm making progress on the tang of the blade. Yeah, typical smartassery pretty much sums it up. All right. This ergonomics in here for this setup is working out pretty well, I think. Just thinking about it as I move around in here, I haven't tripped over any wires. That's a good thing. Go ahead and coming along good there. And now we can use the whole face of the handle. For those who aren't smiths, not only do I have my eye to work with here to tell if it's got a bow in it or a wave in the straightness of the steel, but I also can feel if the steel wants to spring up off of the anvil. That means there's something somewhere that needs to be brought in line. So, Chrissy, the LinkedIn told you, but YouTube didn't, huh? I have seen that YouTube is kind of lame with letting people know about their creators going live. I've seen the same thing. Hi, Percy. My peacock's visiting. I've seen the same thing with some of my other creators, including folks hanging out in this channel right now. All right. And with that shine, I can see where I'm not quite flat everywhere as far as my hammer marks, but that is fine. Okay, I've got a little bit of a dip right there, and then it raises up over there. We'll get that straightened up here in a minute. What time is it? 9:50. Okay, good. I have not done a bad job with time so far today. All right, let's put that a little deeper in the fire then. See if I can get that the way it should be. Oh my goodness. Did you guys get to see that in the background? Percy is visiting the top of my Dutch door. That's very unusual. Hi, Percy. You do not want to be up there. It's too hot, believe me. Hot and smoky. Here, I got to do this to share. Vice. And then we'll take this. We'll turn it right up there. My peacock has decided that the top of my door there is a great place to be. There he goes. He's getting his pretty feathers that I didn't understand how those grow in, but the ones with the eyes, they're growing in now. So pretty soon he'll be able to. I mean, he's already been able to show them, but they're not up far enough for it to have that phenomenal display people are used to seeing. All right. There you go, speargrass. That's a good one, Adam. Mini smartassery. Stuff you all, and here's to me. If your coil spring springs off the animal, it's not straight and flat. Attacked by my peacock? Yeah, that's not going to happen. He is so scared of us. There you go. That's I'd say go for it, Adam. That's a great thing to do. I know a bunch of us would be uh, happy to just sit there and chat with you as you do your editing. Clearly, this group of people likes to chat. Bruce, there's nothing fun back there. We don't have a peahen yet. My understanding is my wife is keeping an eye out. She wants to get 2 white peahens. Why white? I don't know. But I think that's what she wants. But she's keeping an eye out. There we go. Thought that there wasn't enough air coming through. Mmm, nothing like sulfur fresh in the morning. Now, Adam, don't make Ben bully you into answering any question you don't want to answer. Hey, Rob. Poop. Did not mean to get it to forge welding temperature. Fortunately, it doesn't look like I actually caused it any harm. It is a barbecue knife, not some fancy looking other kind of knife, so we don't want any kind of bent tang. Not unless I go and see a barbecue knife that I've not noticed before and it has a bend in it. All right, there we go. Nice and straight across. And now, if I wanted to, I could. The question is, how long do I want that bolster to be to then go into the handle? All right. This is going to take just a little bit of thinking. And there's no way to cool this off that's not going to cause it a problem other than just let it stand. So we're just going to have to see about burning scales accidentally. So if I were to put a scale there, is that far enough? Is that far enough back to be be a successful barbecue knife, grill knife? I think right there is actually a little bit better. And if I'm going to do that, then I probably need to get my little chalk here and start figuring stuff out that way. So we're talking there to there, thereabouts. Does that seem right? Give him a little more. There to there. Let's go with that. What says the crowd? I think that actually looks pretty right. Let me look at this. This will help in figuring that out because I kind of had it right. Back there to there. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, yeah. So the first line I drew is the original ricasso. The second line I drew would be a new ricasso back this far. I think I like the second line better here. Oh, and by the way, this has already served as a good functional knife. The first one that I made, we use it all the time to open up bags of mulch for bedding for Rosie and Lily, the donkey and goat. So that much I know. It's a good knife. Now let's go back over here. That's there. That's there. Which is there. All right. Thinking aloud, thinking aloud. Oh no. Ben's going off. I'm not saying anything about that there. Enjoy, John. I look forward to seeing the result. House elf. There you go. Just remember to hide your socks. Double entendre intended. I have to look up what a rat tail hidden tang is. Um, if you're just talking about gluing it up, yeah. And it would have been if I were hiding the tang, but obviously the way I have it done, I'll pull it out here again, is I was intending to have this uh, leaf and stem curl around and lay flat against a side, um, and so that a leather strap could go in here. So it can never be a hidden tang at that point, right? Um, and because I had made it level up here, um, it wouldn't be hidden either. I don't think. I may be wrong about these things. I'm not a knife maker. Um, so yeah, that's the two things that if that's what you mean, I'm not sure I follow what a rat tail hidden tang is. The biggest reason for having the longer length away from the handle, right, is you don't want to have your hand in over the hot coals on the grill, because that's the point of a barbecue knife, is to be able to. I mean, I'm talking to people who probably all know barbecue, but you don't want your hands over the hot coals as you're trying to take a slice and check on the status of things, or steal a piece of brisket. That's the world's tiniest violin, right? Yeah, heck with it. All right. I'm not going to do a sharp set down. I thought about doing a sharp set down, and I don't want to step on that hot coal. So, 1 second. A coal flew out of the forge that would be under feet. Let's pick it up and put it back in the forge. All right, let's find this set down, mark it. That's that. That's that. Let's turn it. Let's whack it. Ow. Yep. Forge scale, it burns. How good am I at butchering, right? That's really what this boils down to now. Let's grab my straight peen. It would help if I move the other hammer out of the way. Put it back in the fire. This is where it would be smart for me to break out the guillotine tool. The thing is, I haven't maintained my guillotine tool very well. So let's see if it actually can still guillotine with a whole bunch of rusty dies. There's that die. Could have sworn I had a rounded die here. So we'll just keep looking until I find it. Aha! Found it. This is the right tool for the problem. The question is, will it still work? Nope. Slide that in. Maybe. Okay, that worked. What you doing, Rosie? You playing with my tin can? I threw a tin can out there from last week's unfinished monster. Ah, that's some ugly dies there, but it is functional. And we'll go ahead and actually turn towards it. This is the right way to do this. Who you barking at? Because Rosie doesn't care that you're there. She'll stomp your ass. All right. What happened to my... There we go. It seems like the live stream's doing what it's supposed to, but my chat stream isn't. That's great. Might be due to my grimy fingers. There we go. Oh no, I see what's going on. This stream's going to end early because I'm about to run out of power. I don't know how it's looking on your side, guys, but the charger has not been able to keep up with the fact that a rat tail curls at the end. Tiniest violin bleeds for you, Ben. Casting a ring at 9 p.m. Nice. Yeah, we'll see. I'll keep going until, but I do believe that I am woefully close to the end of this stream. I think I'm down to, yep, 5% battery life. Come on. Tell me how bad it is. Says it's 12 hours and 15 minutes until it'll be full. So it is charging, just not fast enough. Also says it's nothing's using significant amount of battery, so that's funny. Who knows? It'll probably die, and then I'll go off the air, and then 20 minutes into it recharging itself, it'll automatically rejoin the live stream and start a new one on YouTube, and it'll be all sorts of funny. And then I have to get on there and turn it back off again. We've been through this before. Well, I'm glad nothing's weirding out for you guys. I will say that the intent is to end here in about 15 minutes anyway. So hopefully we make it to that. And that way I can go wash off the sulfur so that the person stuck sitting next to us at the theater doesn't wonder why Satan's sitting next to him. Let's take a look at how that did. That is one of the first times I have... Oh, yeah, that's purty. Just do it one more time. All right. And I do have, I don't have butchers yet, but I do have straight edges. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is just getting it like that right now and then grinding in the hard shoulders, the square shoulders. All right. You can see we've established the bolster. The one thing I'll have to do is get the blade recentered. But the bolster is established. I'm going to go ahead and give it one more whack. Flip it over. Do it again. And that should be all that I need to do there. It isn't square, but that's okay. I'll grind it square. We're just drawing it longer. Get the, oh, fell out of my tongs. Bruce, are you having fun? He's challenging the goat now. I think I just got my, nope, there we go. The top die is starting to mushroom on top. It is a kit that was sold by, who was this one? Daniel. There you go. Trust me, I'm a blacksmith, Daniel. And it came with a set of mild steel dies. You can tell I don't use it often enough to be too concerned about that fact. Okay. That looks good. And we'll straighten it out that way next. Now, if I were to lay odds, I would say that if the biggest thing that I would, if I were actually caring about being a bladesmith, I probably could find ways to do any of this stuff faster, better, etc. But I barely say I'm a blacksmith, much less a bladesmith, so I don't think anything I'm doing here is going to improve significantly just because I figure out a couple of bladesmith tips that I didn't realize before. Just because you know a thing doesn't mean you can do the thing. That's right, your man Dan Moss. I've got the perfect room under my stairs for you there, Ben. We even put a light in there. That's right. That's what I'm basically a hacksmith. There you go, Kevin. Trust me, I'm a jacksmith. All right. If it weren't obvious, my goal is just to thin it out to be about the same as the what I did with the smithing magician, the guillotine tool. Or for those who get really annoyed when somebody says it, the guillotine tool. All right, we're getting there. Well, you're Aussie, Adam. Nobody takes their tips from how to speak English from you guys. And you know damn good and well that's not true, right? How many people love the Australian accent, man? Some of our biggest heroes come from Australia, so of course we're going to love the Australian accent. I definitely watch Daniel's videos. It's it's sad that he hasn't had time. Well, it's both sad and good because obviously there's a reason he hasn't had time. Typically means he's being successful as a blacksmith, I hope, rather than an entertainer. Oh, you guys were talking about one of my favorite creators on YouTube today. Um, Smarter Every Day, Devin. That man is just so much fun to watch because he demonstrates the sheer joy of learning that I feel all the time. And yes, as I was watching that episode with the metal forming, this most recent episode, all I could think was, that's exactly what armorers have been doing for centuries. You just figured out how to automate it rather than having to have the gut instinct that an armorer has as they're doing it, or a sheet metalist. You've been able to quantify it and automate it, and that's pretty awesome too. All right, we're getting there. You have to take and pull that in, or else it doesn't. There's no place to put the scales. Where are we at time wise? I got a couple more minutes. I could possibly get this, all the divots I've created from drawing it out, thinning it out. Purest form of English. What happened? It's funny. Accents are a very funny thing. I talk to Indians quite often in my job, my career field, and sometimes it is a real struggle understanding their accent until suddenly it isn't. Accents are a funny thing. Oh shit. Earmuffs, kids. Uncle Jack is trying to burn up his work piece. Dimensioning by eye. I have to say that's probably the one thing that makes this possible. Humans are incredibly adept at pattern matching. We'll even mismatch patterns because they're so rooted in our psyche. As a result, we can eyeball measurements pretty well until we get to a scale we don't understand. All right, folks, that is a good stopping point. Let's bring this over here again. Now that I realize I've been hammering out of frame and possibly out of focus. But we've got ourselves almost consistent this way. We still got some more work to do there. We're back to pretty close to consistent this way. As I work this, I'll end up doing some butchering again. I may end up doing it over the horn. Depends on how much cleanup I want to do. Over the horn's easier to clean up, but over the radiused edge is easier to get it to draw out. So we'll see. But that is what next week will be for. I've got a good bolster. I'll end up recentering the blade. But I probably, well, I'll think about that. I don't know if I should recenter the blade before or after. Probably before I start putting the bevel in. Probably before. So, all right. And in recentering the blade, I'll probably take just a little bit off of this and push it into the blade, just so I can get it even. And that one I do want to have a graceful curve, not a sharp transition. This side here, I plan on putting a sharp transition in so that the scales butt up into it, and then I can grind a slope from the scale into that. Or who knows what else I might think about doing. We'll get to that in the next coming weeks. So that's that. We're going to go ahead and just put all this back in the fire again. We're into the heat area. We're not going to heat it up again. Well, maybe. No, we're not going to heat it up again. We're just going to go ahead and let it be the temperature it is. We'll cool off our tongs. They're already cool enough. Put them on the rack. Well, they're not that cool, actually. We'll put the hammer on the rack. We'll find the other hammer that I just laid somewhere instead of putting it where it belongs. Where the heck did I put it? I don't want to lose my hammer. Nope. Nope. I've lost a hammer. How does that happen? Well, I won't bore you guys with that. I will instead switch to here and say thank you for hanging out with me for this last hour and a half. It's been a sheer pleasure as always, being able to just go back and forth with you all as I work on my projects, and look forward to doing it again next week. Love and light. Take care, Chrissy. Love you. And of course, the hammer was right in front of my eyes. And yes, I said that while I knew I'm still live on the mic.